Hello, hi, welcome back to my channel, but if you're new here, welcome. I am LullingLisa, hoping to lull you into a state of relaxation, sleep, or just entertainment through ASMR. Hi, today we have another TikTok test. It's a quick one because there's 4 images. I always find these pretty accurate, but then I'm thinking maybe we're doing the really nice ones and it's always easy to see ourselves in a positive light. So this time we are doing a worst trait one. Not to bring any negativity into your life, but sometimes it is good to acknowledge our not so good traits. That way we can work on them and just be better people, because nobody's perfect. So this is called reading your worst trait, based on one of the 4 images you pick. And this says pick the one you feel most connected to. Trust your gut, don't overthink it. So here you go. We are going to look at the 4 images. 1, 2, 3, 4. So pick from 1 to 4. Which one were you the most drawn to? And based on the image you pick, I'm going to read you your worst trait. Since it told you not to overthink, you should definitely have your images by now. Ready? I picked as well, so I'm also going to be dragging myself. This is image number 1, and this looks like the yin and yang symbol. So if you chose image 1, this says, I think your least admirable trait is your tendency to procrastinate. That rhymes. I should have chose this. This is me, but I didn't. And it probably frustrates you. You put things off and then you feel stuck, anxious, and guilty about not getting stuff done. It's like you're constantly running behind and it's exhausting. You definitely have great goals and ideas, but procrastination keeps you from making progress. It's not because you're lazy, it's just that you're getting in your own way. Did you pick this symbol, and was the description accurate in depicting your worst trait? Let me know. Image 2 is going to be the squiggly, looks like a snake with a picture in it. So this says, I think your least admirable trait is that you have a tendency to assume the spotlight is always on you. Like everyone is watching your every move. I get it, you're self-aware and you care about how you're perceived. But it might make you hesitant to take risks or try new things because you're worried about what others might think. That's a very interesting concept to digest. It's true. You're overthinking every move, every word, every gesture. Most people aren't paying as much attention to you as you think. They're caught up in their own lives, their own struggles, and their own BS. You're not the center of everyone's universe, and that's great. Now you can be free. I actually kind of like that. Did you pick image 2, and was it accurate? Next, we have image 3, the butterfly. I picked this one. Let's see. I think your least admirable trait is the fact that you can see beauty in everything, but when it comes to yourself, you focus on your flaws and seem to overlook your positive qualities. You are much kinder to strangers than you are to your own reflection. You may even compare yourself to others and feel like you're coming in short in your own eyes. You don't see the full picture. Oh, that's kind of true. Although this was a kinder one, did you pick image 3, the butterfly, and was it accurate? I'll talk about that at the end so I don't. Next, image 4. And this looks like the mischievous moon. And this says, I think that your least admirable trait is that you tend to act on impulse without fully thinking things through, especially especially when you're excited about something. This can lead you to make mistakes, hurt other people's feelings, and have major regrets. You react in the moment without considering the potential consequences. It might even hinder you from building stronger relationships. You're someone with a lot of personality, and sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming for others. Did you pick 4, and was this accurate? So all in all, was this accurate for you all? I would say it's easy to relate a little bit to a lot of them, especially the procrastination one. And not that I assume the spotlight is on me, but the one thing is that sometimes I'm too self-aware about how I'm perceived, and I think that is why that I can come across sometimes introverted. I read actually something interesting about that recently, where it was like a lot of introverts were once extroverts, but then like the opinions and judgments on others, maybe you had like judgmental people in your lives or something, it made you so nervous for how you were being perceived that you kind of closed up into your shell, which is why sometimes you can be very comfortable and extroverted around people you feel safe around, and I feel like that's how I am. Not that like my personal family was very critical, but I feel like there was some like relatives in my life that were very critical, and it sort of made me become shy again, because I heard that a lot of introverts were like once like crazy extroverted, like wild children, and then they just sort of went into their shell for fear of others and things like that. It's really sad, but I think that is true, so I can relate to that too. And then for sure I can relate to the one that I picked, because I can see beauty. Sometimes I'm such a hard person on myself, but if someone's complaining about something, like my sister or somebody, I'll really like, I'm like, you're crazy, what are you worried about? You know, like I don't see what they see when they see negative things about themselves. But for me, I see them, and I'm very hard on myself, especially now in my postpartum journey and just not looking the way that I want to look yet at this point. I was thinking like 9 months in, 9 months out. When Violet's 9 months, I'll look like my old self, and that's like nowhere near reality for me right now, which is upsetting, but I have to learn to give myself a little more grace. So I relate to that for sure. And I don't necessarily relate that much to image 4, but I can relate to sometimes being very blunt and even like spontaneous in that sense. So sometimes I can do things through excitement without giving it too much thought, but definitely in this stage that I'm in, I think the one that I chose really hit close to home for me. So how did this feel for you guys? Was it accurate for you all? Yeah, this was an interesting one. I love these TikTok tests. Sometimes they're just like short and to the point, and I just love it so much. So yeah, I really find this just sometimes enlightening. It is nice. I don't want to focus on negative traits and things like that, but it is nice to sort of see ourselves for who we are and to try to work past that, you know? Because we're not perfect, as I said. Nobody is. Interesting. Yeah, I love these tests. I love hanging out with you all, and thank you so much for giving me grace during this postpartum journey and being a new mom. Such a different phase of life, but still so beautiful. So yeah, thank you for being here. Love and appreciate you all, and I definitely want to branch out in my videos, and when I can, I do want to work on figuring out a good green screen setup, especially hopefully with getting Violet to sleep a little bit better through the night. And I do want to work out on branching out and doing a lot more videos, because I have so many videos in mind, and sometimes I'm like, oh, when I get to film, I have to just like do what I'm good at and do it really quickly and call it a day. But I really do want to branch out and film a lot more, so stay tuned for that. Sorry, sometimes I just give you random updates in these videos, but if you stayed to the end, it's because you enjoy them. And I enjoy your company, so have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one.